So the first card is the lady. So there's somebody that's going to help you sort through some problems and help you make plans for the future, really. So this person is going to be very, very instrumental in sorting through whatever you're dealing with and helping you go through into the future or make that transition quite effortlessly. There's somebody that comes in who's a stranger, so somebody coming in probably to give you some advice or maybe even change the way you're thinking about things or even to give you some help as well. So there's some stranger coming in over there. Right now, you're spending a lot of time by yourself. There's a lot of solitude. You're not sure what's coming on. You can see this man's rowing, but he's got his back to wherever he's going to. So you're not quite sure what is going on. You're working pretty hard at what you're doing right now. And perhaps this woman is going to be the one that gives you direction or tells you how to move forward. Now, in the past, you've got the greed cards. So, you've been dealing possibly with a lot of people who had been expecting a lot out of you and expecting you to perform. It's all based on greed rather than them having your best interest at heart. And this has caused a lot of heartbreak. So whatever the situation was that you went through, it could have been loss that you went through. You've been crying a lot about it. Now, going into the future, you've got the Fool card. So this is making a brand new start. And there's some kind of legal issue that will need to be sorted out. So a decision that is going to be made from a legal point of view as well. But you will be making a brand new start there with the Fool. So at the bottom of the deck, the Tower, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Swords. And you've got the King of Coins there. And the Hermit. So, you have been, working pretty hard there with that Hermit card, juggling a lot of things as well. So there's something that you're considering or you've been working on as far as work goes. Maybe you're thinking of leaving this job that you're doing or whatever it is you're doing, changing path or changing direction, and you're looking into both prospects. It's almost like you're juggling ideas there with that Hermit card, but certainly spending a lot of time by yourself. Now, the Hermit is also somebody who has, very minimal possessions as well. So you might be going through a period of a lot of lack. You've been trying to work. So you've got the Knight of Coins coming in over there. You might be even studying because that Hermit card is also ruled by Virgo. You've got the Knight of Coins and he's got this book in his hand. So you might be doing some kind of course or some kind of study. You're focusing a lot on that work. You're weighing your options against each other there. And doing some study maybe to further your career or further your skill set over there. So you've been pretty much spending a lot of time by yourself there and being very, very focused on work and focused on study, it seems. Things are taking pretty long. You're not earning very, very well with that Knight of Coins. It's a slow-moving knight surrounded by a lot of books, so you're learning as well. And the finances is not as, there's not much abundance around you as well, and you're working very, very hard as well with that Knight of Coins. Things are moving very, very slowly. There might be people that you're dealing with causing a lot of conflict. You've got the Three of Swords over here. You could be dealing with legal issues over there. People saying things that have upset you quite a bit over there and having this is crossing swords, so maybe having a lot of conflict with people around you. There's the Nine of Swords there, so feeling very, very anxious. You can see all the swords up in the air. There's communications coming in as well, and these are upsetting communications. You're feeling very, very vulnerable at the moment with the Nine of Swords. Usually the Nine of Swords is about not sleeping well and having a lot of anxiety, but it seems like, a lot of people pressurizing you and a lot of conflict stirring up a lot of problems. And, you're feeling very victimized as well with this Nine of Swords. You've got the Tower card over here. So these things have started. Maybe you've been having conflict with people around you and it's ended up in some kind of crisis over there. So things have ending or things have gone into crisis at the moment. There may be problems with your home. You may have lost a home. It almost feels as though there's a destruction going on around you there. And there seems to be a lot of loss as well. It seems like you've received a lot of bad news recently as well. So a lot of problems that are going on. Like I said, crisis, a lot of chaos, a lot of upset that you're going through at the moment. And it all started because of this initial conflict that started. So this conflict seems to have started with 3 people. Maybe a lot more people have joined in to it. And it's ended up in a crisis over there. And it seems to be on the work front. You may have even lost your job because of whatever's been going on. Now, what's going on with you? You've got the Empress card over here crossed by the Eight of Wands. So the Empress card is about working very, very hard to, build yourself up, get yourself out of whatever rut you're in at the moment. There's a lot of communication coming in over here, but things are all up in the air. There's a lot of confusion with this Eight of Wands over there. You can see these rods are very much crossed, so nothing is concrete and nothing seems to be having direction over here. There's a lot of lions around him as well, so there's a lot of stress and pressure. There may be some jobs that are coming in for you over there, so you may have had some offers that came in over here, but there's a lot of confusion and you're carrying a lot of responsibilities and burdens. You're trying to sort things out, maybe trying to keep that financial situation going, and maybe there's a lot of job offers coming in, but none of them seems to be the one that you want as well. And things seem to be, very, very chaotic around you, especially even with that Tower card. You seem to be in an energy of great confusion, and a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. You're trying to get yourself, sorted out. You're trying to get yourself grounded as well with that Empress card over here. But this woman's got no shoes, so it's almost as though, you have no security. There's that loss of security that comes in. Now you're trying to start a new cycle as well with that Empress card over there. But, everything is up in the air. Nothing has been finalized yet for you. So you got the Hierophant in the past few years. So you might have been coming out of a situation where you've been studying or learning with that Hierophant card over there. There's definitely been a need for you to get some kind of advice as well. But you could have been coming, you could have just qualified from some kind of course that you've been doing. And maybe an offer has come in for you as well with that Two of Cups. So somebody's presented something to you to make a brand new start. It seems like a pretty good offer, but right now you're not quite sure what to do. Everything's up in the air. You're still looking at a whole bunch of other options available to you, and you haven't made a concrete decision. You might even be thinking of traveling overseas as well over there, but there's some kind of pressure or deadline that you have to meet. Like I said, there could be two job situations here for you, and you're trying to think about what to do. You've got the Ten of Cups, so leaving behind an old situation. So this seems to be, ending of an old situation. So this might have been a loss of a job, or something that you've been doing for a while and it's now come to a close, where you're leaving behind people that you used to be very friendly with. So leaving behind an old, maybe a difficult situation, but certainly leaving behind people that you used to know for a long time and moving on. And this is upsetting you as well, because this is about a move that you have to make. You're not quite sure what you want to do as well, whether you want to accept this new job. If you accept the new job, it seems like with that Empress, money will come in. Certainly starting from the ground up, you're starting afresh there. And money will come in with the Empress, but you're going to have to sacrifice or leave behind all the people that you used to know and move on. If you've lost a job, it's also about starting afresh somewhere else, being a bit confused. And if you've lost that job, it seems like you've been working there for a long time and you're leaving behind, friends or people that you knew. You're comfortable with these people and now you're having to move on. You've got the High Priestess over there. So there's a need for you to do some research. There's also a need for you to trust in yourself. You can see her looking into that reflection. It's a card of soul searching, really. Find out what you want to do and decide where you want to put your energies as well. Also, this is a card about trusting your own instincts and trust what you believe in. Go for it, and the world will open up for you. This might also be that you might need to do even further study or training as well. In order for you to get a better footing in whatever job it is you're going after. This is a card about going, feeling very, very alone as well. So feeling very unsupported by people around you right now. You've got the Queen of Wands over here. So, you're going to get something. Possibly on the overseas front, you're waiting for it to come in here with this Queen of Wands. And it's going to be something that puts you in the spotlight a bit, in the limelight. But it's also going to be involving a lot of travel and you're going to be dealing with a lot of people as well. There's a lot of paperwork that's involved as well. But it's almost, a kind of position where you have to perform. You have to... It's how everybody sees you that's going to be important. So it's almost like being on a stage here, because this Queen is on a stage as well. And there will be a lot of learning that you have to do. So it's something that you have to present something to a lot of people, present information or do some kind of presentation, some kind of public speaking, possibly with this Queen of Wands card. things are about to change. You've got that Wheel of Fortune. So, that old cycle, whatever you've been doing, maybe it was you've been studying to do this job, and now you have graduated, and now you're going to be making a fresh start. So what you used to know in the past is about to end, and something brand new is coming in for you there. You've got a lot of knowledge with that High Priestess. She holds the keys to the knowledge. And it looks like you are well trained, and you need to have some confidence and go for it. So in the past, you got the what's in your hopes and fears is the Four of Swords. So you're trying to come up with a new plan or strategy. It seems there's a lot of stress coming in from all directions over here. So maybe you're being forced to make up your mind about something, make a decision pretty quickly. You do need to take a little bit of a step back, to make a decision. This also could be that you might be dealing with some kind of illness as well, and there's a need for you to take some time off and get some rest and heal. But also you need to look at things very, very carefully, consider all the information, and then make a decision. So just, take a little step back from everybody else and what everybody else's pressures are, and make a decision there before you jump into something. Think very, very carefully and consider all the facts. You got the Five of Coins, the Five of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. So all these are like ending cards. So you've been going through financial difficulties with that Five of Coins, and this is also about feeling, very, very unsupported, feeling insecure as well. Maybe there's been a loss of home. You've got that Tower card over here, so you could have lost your job, you could have lost your home, and you're going through a financial crisis over here. There's also some kind of regret going on, an emotional crisis as well. So, you're leaving something that was established and walking away from it. You can see her walking away from that castle, and the cups up in the air. So everything is a little bit chaotic for you there. So emotionally, you're pretty upset, depressed, miserable about things, feeling very, very insecure emotionally, but also feeling insecure financially. So this could be a loss of home, a loss of job, a loss of friends as well. And this is being brought about by that Tower card. So this is, where you've lost your job. You are feeling very financially at a loss there, and also at an emotional loss as well. There's a lot of regret and upset going through that card, and maybe feeling a little emotionally overwhelmed as well. And the Ten of Swords talks about absolute endings. So you've ended the situation and you're moving on. So with the Tower card, it seems like whatever's happened has put a close to the situation. Of the Ten of Swords, you can't go back to it. It looks like you've got to have to put your one foot in front of the other and walk forward. Turn your back on whatever's happened and move forward, even though it's caused a lot of loss. There could have been some kind of legal issue that also was that you went through, some kind of legal problems as well. Maybe a decision was made with that, and it's not worked in your favor, and this has led to financial loss. This could even be a divorce situation where there's been a complete breakup over there, and you are feeling very, very insecure right now. You're starting from fresh. You feel that Empress is showing insecurity, but having to go on your own path and your own journey as well. And there's been a lot of financial loss. So you've gone through quite a crisis over here. And the Wheel of Fortune seems to have brought this in. So things need to change. But whatever is going to be coming in for you is going to be good. So don't be afraid about whatever's been happening. Even though it's been a big change, you will be in the spotlight. And something new is going to present itself to you there. There are lots of options coming in. With that Eight of Wands, there is that possibility of travel, but you will have to make a decision reasonably quickly. There's some kind of pressure or deadline with regards to this new job or new position that comes in. And it looks like, you'll have to communicate, get things sorted out. You need to get yourself organized. So I'm just going to draw some cards from the Wolf Pack. See what it's got to say. You've got the children, so emphasis is on a child or children. Know that all is fine and that they are protected by a greater power. It may be a time in your life to see things through the eyes of a child. So this is about maybe making a brand new start, starting afresh, almost like the Fool card. You've got the Cleansing, a card that indicates letting go of the past and going through the process of self-cleansing and self-awareness. An inner knowing develops, bringing a new outlook, a new beginning. So with the Children card, this is about looking at things from a different perspective. If you've got children, they will be taken care of. If you're worried about, how you're going to look after your children, that will, you will be protected. They will be looked after. The cleansing card is about making a brand new start. So with the children card, it's also about making a fresh start. The cleansing start is leaving the past behind. And you've got that 10 of Swords. So this is an absolute ending to that old situation and moving on. And it says caution. Something may look too easy. Be cautious in investments, career, and love. Could have a long-lasting effect. Be careful. Take time to think things through and don't act hastily. Now, this Four of Swords is saying that you do need to be very careful. You can see all these swords coming from all directions, but he's got this shield up there. So, and he's in full armor. Watch your back. Think things through carefully and be very, very cautious on how you proceed. Make sure you're doing your research before you make any big decisions here. Even that High Priestess is saying, think things through very carefully. Consider how it's going to affect you first. Do your research with that High Priestess as well. Be very cautious. So I'm just going to draw some cards for the from the Fairy Tarot. The first one is the Four of Spring. Be grateful. You have much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. So it looks like things are going to sort themselves out. If you have lost your home, you will get something coming in and a brand new job coming in as well. In this new job, it might be that you'll be working with a lot of people as well. There might be a lot of travel and working on that overseas front. So your horizons are opening up a bit. But there's also a sense of stability coming in there with that Four of Spring. And some good news coming in as well. So you will be celebrating something. You've got the Queen of Summer over here. So listen to your heart, taking care of others, perhaps too much, and intuitive insights that you can trust. Now, the Queen of Summer is about still feeling a little depressed. It's the Queen of Cups and, thinking too much of the past. So you need to move away from that energy of negativity. And you've got the Nine of Summer. So, things are going to work out over here. Wishes come true, dreams fulfilled. A magical time in life. So this is the Nine of Cups, and it looks like somebody's going to give you a helping hand in order for you to move forward. So there's assistance coming in for you over there, and they're going to allow you to make your dreams come true here with this Nine of Summer. So trust your instincts. Make sure you're doing your research, and whatever it is, it looks like you're ending a cycle and you're going to start something brand new. That Wheel of Fortune showing endings. You've got the Ten of Swords showing endings over there. So this is an end of karmic cycle that you're going through. Rely on all your intuition, rely on all your experience, and make an informed decision before you do anything big. Even though you're going through a period where you're going through financial crisis, emotional crisis, because you've gone through the Tower, you will be able to, if you rely on your inner self here, her looking into the pond, at her true self, you will be able to overcome this situation and things will improve for you, because you end with the Nine of Summer and this says all your wishes are going to be coming true, but just watch your back. Don't go around telling people exactly what you're doing. Trust in yourself and know that a brand new cycle is starting for you, and it's going to be a very prosperous cycle because you've got a new moon here and you've got the Empress. So even though you're starting from the ground up because she's got no shoes, you've lost your security, possibly your home, possibly your job, it's going to be successful. You just need to get your ducks in a row, as they say. So get things sorted out, be organized, and you'll be able to sort through and things will work out.